Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special stream. Last stream before the holidays, folks, so we're gonna have some fun. Let's jam. I got a burning desire. I wanna light up the fire. Rolled up in history, twisted like destiny. Baptized before the burn, when the heat is on, there ain't no concern. Sparks shine, no regrets. Then you tell me, cool your jets. Cool your jets now. Oh yeah, it's racing. My mind is kind of erasing. Yeah, soon as the sun goes down, walk through the dark side of town. Watch seconds sink away, do it all again another day. They saying pay your debts, I'm saying cool your jets. Cool your jets now. The sun or the rain, I will see you again. I'll be found, I'll be free in this endless jets now. In the sun or the rain, I will see you again. I'll be found, I'll be free in this land. In the sun or the rain, I will see you again. I'll be found, I'll be free, endlessly, endlessly. Let's just keep it fucking rolling, folks. Yeah, you missed your cue. I didn't miss the cue. Oh yeah! the lamb for the slaughter. Another victim to the grave. But the world keeps turning, and yours is burning. How are you earning now? All right. You can choose to surrender. Give it all away tonight. You can look for adventure. Find a way into the fight. But the world moves on, and yours is gone. Oh, who is really won? I don't need no sympathy. There's gotta be a better way. I don't want these things being war with all it brings. There's gotta be a better way. The world keeps turning, and yours is burning. Oh, are you running now? World moves on, and yours is gone. Who is really won? I don't need no sympathy. There's gotta be a better way. Want these things, pain and war is all it brings. There's gotta be a better way. I don't need no sympathy. I don't need no sympathy. There's gotta be a better way. I don't want these things, pain and war is all it brings. There's gotta be a better way. There's gotta be a better way. There's gotta be a better way. Yeah. I think I got one more in us, folks, and then we're going to move on to the main event. This is the main event. Are you ready? Well, this isn't the main event, but we're going to do one more. We're going to have some fun. Tone it down a slight bit. Not much. Little sheep, take a pill, close your eyes and go to sleep. Dream, oh darling, dream. Forget about the part you play to the machine. When you wake, know your soul is theirs to keep. You turn on the dotted line and now you're in it deep. Well, I ain't got nothing new to say, but another price we've got to pay. Who knew it'd be so hard to look the other way? Lord, I pray What? Well, I ain't got nothing new to say, but another price we've got to pay. Who knew it'd be so hard to look the other way? Lord, I pray that the night become the day.
Hi! Hello! Welcome, y'all. That was warm as hell, boy. But thank you. Thank you. It's Christmas soon. Should be having some fun, right? Should be enjoying ourselves. Should be, letting off some steam and whatnot. Thank you, Uniform. First one in the chat today, as well as first one in the queue. Fuck yeah, I remember you. I remember that you've been trying to get some feedback for a little minute. And that you always come either at the end of the stream or whatever it is. Well, you rarely get to listen to your tracks, if I recall correctly. Which is very possible that I might not. And I have no idea why my short-term memory would be affected by anything in particular. Honestly, I think I'm right. There we go. Now we're ready. Ow. You used to send hip hop, but this time I made a reggaeton track with live instruments. I'm gonna send that today. I'm super curious, Uniform Prod. I'm super curious what that sounds like. Why don't we get this started? Why don't we get this started? Let's just get this started. There's not many people yet, but let's get it started. Word of the Froggo. Welcome among us. One of us. One of us. Word of the Froggo. Where do you send? It's going to be right here in the chat. But first thing you do, take a look at this right here. Right here. What it says right here. That is helpful for you as to how to proceed. I need help on the mixing a bit, though. I did what I can. on my own. Well, Uniform, shall we get it started today? Shall we? It might as well be the time. You are first in line. If we do take a look at this cue here, I don't have it on this screen, but here we go. Word of the Froggo, it has to be SoundCloud. It does, but it's like free and easy as tits to upload. It's the easiest platform to use. So just drag your WAV file, or God forbid your MP3 file, if I hear you using MP3s. Sorry, I used BandLab. I ran out of songs. So create another fucking account. It's free. I don't understand the problem here. I've never understood it. You have an unlimited amount of emails in the world and an unlimited amount of SoundCloud accounts, and we run out of space. What's going on? Also, graduate from BandLab, shall we? I put MP3 on this time. No! Don't do this! Don't do this. Export in WAV, or FLAC, or AIFF. Any of the uncompressed formats. Don't export in MP3, unless you're just listening to it in your car. In that case, export it at the highest MP3 quality possible. But jeez, when you have the option. I have only but so many Gmails I have the patience to make. That's fair. I think I'm at 6. I think. It's a lot. But don't worry about it either way. And Uniform, no, don't worry about the WAV. There's nothing to concern yourself with on that level. It's we're gonna pretty much hear a mostly transparent mix, as long as you uploaded it or rather exported it at the highest MP3 quality. Thank you. Word of the Froggo, supporting the stream. Appreciate that. I'll come back with a new Gmail next month. I mean, sure. I'm excited. Yeah, highest setting. Good. Then it shouldn't really matter. Like, it definitely does on your exports. It definitely will affect dynamics to a small degree. But if you're at 320 kilobytes per second, you're going to have a hard time. I would have a hard time hearing that. But sometimes I catch it. Either way, let's see if we can catch it here. We got Badmon Demo. Jesus. Badmon Demon. By Uniform Productions. I feel like the high ends of the drum pop out a lot. Okay, well, we're going to get our trusty little notebook assistant to the regional manager. And we're going to find out if you're right about that Uniform. We're going to see if that is something that you have accurately heard. Oh God, that did not sound healthy. I'm going to just run and get a drink right before we start this because I'm parched. I'll be right back. This episode is not sponsored by Guru, but I wish it was because I fucking love them. I feel like the high ends of drums pop out a bit when I listen with other speakers and stuff, and maybe a way to make the bass more above the rest, but I will be listening. You are the one who knows. Well, you are too, man. You made the song. So you, to a certain extent, know better than the others. Now, when we get too close to it as our baby, we definitely end up losing that context. So that's what I'm here for. So let's listen together to the entirety of this Badmon demo. And we're going to talk about what we like about it, talk about what we don't, and we're going to tell you what you should improve and or fix and or keep the same. Let us listen together. Here we go. Uniform Prod. Wait a minute. It was the same thing, but like doesn't matter. We're gonna get through it. SoundCloud, calm down. We're all in this together. We're all in it. So yes, that lick indeed was tasty. It was a nice tasty little treat. I enjoy my tasty treats. I am a sugar addict. Probably. It's probably not funny or healthy at all. I'm probably gonna die sooner because of it. But yeah, I like tasty treats, and that riff was nice. So just while we're talking about that, let's just examine that, because I think that's something I could probably figure out. G minor. Sorry, I was trying to think of what scale it was before playing the root chord, but yeah, G minor, C minor, the E flat, and the D. Yeah, this is one comment that I do have. Okay, cool. I just wanted to check. So you do have that D major, which is nice. It's completing the circle. It's a nice little voyage. So about the riff, the lick, I should say. So I think personally, Benzer, and thank you for joining the queue. We'll be with you in a short amount of time. I was thinking with the riff, it's funny because my friends always tell me, Mike, you're too on the grid. You play too much on the grid. You are like always playing directly on the 1 or on the 2 or on the eighths or on the quarters. It's unfortunately a fault of mine that I cannot seem to shake. It's for songs like this, it behooves you so much to be slightly off the grid, like when you're. I'm going to play over what you were playing, and I'm going to show you just the minute difference that you are like exercising here in this song versus what could potentially be. So like, it's hard to tell because you're playing it at the same time, and so I'm exaggerating how much difference there needs to be between the grid and you're playing on purpose, just to emphasize a little bit. But when you just scooch those notes, even I would personally replay them with a little bit more of this like delay, because some notes you want on, but if you're, for instance, if you're gonna be like 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. That last note is just a little more delayed than the rest. It's making us like it's give me a minute, dámelo. Like, you know, it's really making the audience beg for the note by the millisecond. And those little differences, you have a little bit of it, a very little bit of it. I'm saying dial it up a little bit, make a little more human, a little less robot. Even though it's not very robotic at all, I will say that up front. It sounds nice and tasty. That's why I was very into it. But if we dial that feel a little bit more, no, I understand perfectly. But when the vocals come on top, I wouldn't that mess with it a bit? That depends if the vocals are on the grid or off. So if they're on the grid, no, it'll complement it. Be careful when the vocals come in though, because your guitar might actually step on the frequency range of the vocals. So you might have to do a couple of things. You might have to spread them left-right instead of keeping them center, because it's a lead track. So your best case scenario is you should probably write the vocals, or the lyricist should write the vocals almost as a call and response to the guitar, so that everybody has their space. So like if you have the guitar going like Like, call and response. Just like try and have them interact so that they don't step on each other. But if they do step on each other, spreading them left to right, sidechain compressing, multi-band, that kind of stuff can mitigate that mixing wise. Now, about mixing wise, now that we're on the subject, let's talk about what you were talking about. So, I know what you mean by it sounds high, like the frequencies sound a little bit high end. I'm gonna switch speakers real quick. I'm gonna turn down my 6.5s and I'm gonna turn on my focals, and I'm gonna see, because those have a little bit more of a smooth high end response. So if anything's punching through those, there might be a problem. Let me just put it back here, and let me just turn this down and turn. Okay, cool. So I know everything I need to know. First of all, let's fix something right off the bat. Your snare, your reggaeton down, of that you are correct. It is very, very high end heavy, and I don't even think it needs to be that high end heavy or that loud, in my opinion. Honestly, it could very well be just this nice smooth kind of like the edge of a cajon almost. It could very well be the edge of a cajon, but one of those cajons that has like chains, so that it has a little bit more attack. That's as much high end as you need for this song, honestly. I think. One, fix the snare and make it a bit more quiet. Yeah, so less high end on the snare, less. I think volume wise. How do I make it less high end? There are a number of ways you can do that. You could very well just EQ. Yes. You could very well just EQ a little bit of it out. You could compress it strategically. So multi-band compressing is a way of mitigating this as well, or dynamic EQing as well. It'll allow you to sort of have a bit more of a handle on how hard those high frequencies will be controlled, and it allows you to control it over time with a dynamic EQ or a multi-band compressor. Round which hertz you reckon I should cut? I don't fucking know, dude. This is the part where I'm like, I'm not a dictionary with all of the answers. I'm not like a calculator where I just like listen in. Yeah, it sounds like 4K. Although it does sound like 4K. Damn it! I didn't want to have the answer, but like, anyways, it sounds like it's around between 3 and 8K is your troubled area, but I can't be sure of that. It's just a guess from experience. And how much do you think? That is going to depend on so many factors. It depends on if you turn the snare down and by how much. It depends if you leave it on or if you leave other elements that are in the center with high-end frequency response. The other thing about high-end frequency response in your song is that I think the guitars have a little too much of it. I could be wrong, but you might need to just high pass your guitars at like 7 or 8K. I don't think you need all of that sparkle. You could even high pass it around 3 or 4K, honestly. Not high pass, but high cut. My mistake. I always get those things inverted. High pass, high cut. It's home from work week. So you want a high cut between, again, that sweet spot between like 3 and 6K. You don't need that much attack. I was thinking the shakers maybe. I disagree. I thought of it too. I was like, let me hear. No, because I think that is where the high end belongs. I think that is where your air belongs in this mix. I think you need to leave air so that the rest of your elements contrast with that. So the shakers sound like they're creating this nice little ambience in the back that are like creating almost like a glitter in the air. That's what it feels like. I like that. I think that that's good. So I think keep that. What else did I write? I think that that's it. So like high end up, there had a lot of high end on the snare and on the guitar. There's going to be vocals, so that answers one of my question. Did I have any? Oh yeah, this intro sweep. So that's the only part that I don't like about the intro. I actually kind of dig the rest of your intro. It's simple, it's to the point. You can throw vocals on there or not. You can throw samples on there if you wanted to or not. Don't you dare fucking put a producer tag or I will disown you, even though I never adopted you. But if you don't put a producer tag, I will adopt you. Fair? So yeah, like that's pretty much all I have to say about this slow, like small portion of it. I'd like you to continue it. I'd like you to add vocals to it. Yeah, there's cut-out reverb on the shakers. So here's a fun thing you could do. I don't know if you, I don't know if you have the Abbey Road reverb. Oh, there's an ad break. Oh well, shit. I'm not gonna talk about your song while you're getting an ad break. Okay, this is the last thing here that I'm going to say about your song is because I did want to talk a little bit about the chords themselves. Because the chord structure repeats over and over the same pattern that I was just playing during your ad break so that we don't give you your song feedback while you're not even able to hear it. Once again, G minor, C minor, we got the E flat minor, and then we got D minor, E flat major, and then D major, right? I personally, if it was just me, would be fucking with the sevenths of pretty much every chord in there. And that's how I would keep the chord progression fresh. So maybe the first chord progression stays the same. The first time it stays the same just to establish a bass. But then the second time, maybe you throw in a C minor seventh instead. So the first one, second one. Opens it up a little bit more to melancholy, into like, ooh, I'm not sure what's about to happen. The same can be said for the E flat major, or E flat. You can make it an E flat major seventh. Instead of just an E flat major. Again, contemplation, melancholy. You're uncertain necessarily where it's going to resolve to. It makes you want to see the next step in your journey. And the last one would be either, again, D major or D seventh. Sounds a little bit more grounded and certain, and one sounds like, again, it just wants to keep moving along. The major, not the major seventh, but the seventh chord is far more, it's far less rooted as a chord in terms of emotion than the straight major. The straight major. We're here. Seventh. Are we here? Are we really here? So yes. Play with the seventh. Play with the major seventh. Play with the minor seventh. Play with the straight seventh. Play with the seventh. And then play with yourself. No, that is pretty much, I think, all I have to say about your song. It's the last sort of creative touch that you could put onto the guitar that's gonna really like sell it. It's really gonna give it that extra like oomph of this is a journey that someone composed from start to finish and wanted us to feel a certain type of way. And once you have like 2 or maybe even 3 different versions of your like chord progression just by fucking with the sevenths, like you could do like an A, B, A, C, and your A is just straight major minors, your B is like just your 3rd chord with a 7th, and then your C is like all 7ths all over the place. You could, you know what I mean? Like it keeps it fresh over time, and sooner or later we're not noticing why we have to listen to this a million times. We just have to. Keep your songs fresh. Keep songs fresh. Keep it fresh. But not too fresh with the high end. So that's a thing that you have to be aware of with your snare and stuff like that. But yeah, dude, this was tasty. As I said when I was listening to it initially, it sounds nice, and it sounds like we could very well just tighten it up a little bit to make it real nice, and then when the vocals come in, it just sits. E flat major sounds cool. Also, thanks. Glad you like it. I do. Also, if there aren't many people today, I can submit another one. We will see. I am inclined to say no up front, but perhaps. Depends on the traffic. It depends. We have 2 more people in line right now. And if by the time no one comes to sign up for them, and I play a song, because I'm doing that today, it's the Christmas season, I'm going to put on a little bit of a performance for anybody who's willing to stay and watch. Which is a few of you. Thank you guys for being with us. If by that point no one's in the queue, I don't mind. But we got to be fair to everyone. So yeah. Either way, Uniform Prod, thank you for allowing us to listen to this song. I point to my screen even though you guys can't see it. But thank you for allowing us to listen to it, talk about it, provide comments, criticism, feedback, analysis, what have you. Ooh, that's getting to be a habit. Thank you for trusting us with your track. I'm going to add you on Insta. Can you put it on chat? I am hesitant to share my personal Instagram. So we'll see. We'll see. We got Reddit. We got YouTube. We got a Facebook page as well. There's a Facebook page, studio.mic or something like that. I don't fucking remember what I named it. But it's all Studio Mic. Everywhere you can go. DM me on Twitch. Or go and look it up. I mean, we got links running in our chat, I guess. You'll see it every now and then. It'll throw on those links. So stay tuned for it. Hey, El Shiro, where I can song music. You can look at this. Do this thing. Do this thing right here. There, it's gone now, but. Proxima, hey, thank you. Do what Proxima did. You join the queue by just pressing Command Join. So that's pretty much it. Asa, Proxima. So either way, Uniform, once again, thank you for trusting us with your track. And we will see you maybe again, even though we just got 2 more jump-ins here. So we might not see you again today, unfortunately. But stick around as we listen to Ben Zern. Is it Ben Zern? Yes, it is. Ben Zern, you are on. You can submit your SoundCloud link in the queue now. Nope, not YouTube. Nope. Here's what we're gonna do. If Ben Zern, you do not have a SoundCloud link ready right now, that's cool. I'm gonna put you next in the queue. SoundCloud's only here. Correct. I don't have the orange nose. Orange SoundCloud, I guess, yeah. But yeah, we are SoundClouds here. Ben Zern, if you do not have a SoundCloud link, that's okay. I'm going to put you next in the queue, and you can do that while we listen to our next person, which is, okay, cool. If you have a link, then we'll wait for you, man. We'll wait for you. Esther, thank you for joining us for the first time today and joining the queue. Appreciate you. Ben Zern, quick with the SoundCloud link. Folks, read the instructions and the About tab. There's details in there you might be interested in learning about the stream, because we have a specific way of doing things here. and it's to your benefit, really, truly. So here we go, Benzern. We have a 3-minute 23 song, of which we will listen to 2 minutes, as per what I just mentioned, which is my rules. We have a song called Yeg Erusa, I believe, if I'm understanding the language's origins of sorts. Not mixed completely, and it's super loud. Just what we love, a loud song. That's okay. If it's mixed loudly, that's fine. If it's getting irresponsible, that's another thing. So either way, volume warning, everyone. Fair volume, headphone, ears, death warning, everyone. If you're about to listen, be careful, because we are going to start Yeg Rusa by Berna. I think I pronounced these things correctly. I don't know which language it is, so I'm just guessing based on the knowledge I do have of languages that use these accents. But let's listen together and let's talk about it after that. Here we go. We'll listen to 2 minutes.
Tänk hvor mye vi har fått av danse her i natt, men vi trenger mer, yeah, yeah. Under hvilket stil av noe mat du ser at du er på tiden først. Jeg kommer opp, jeg arbeider og står. Vi tenker virkelig sånn, hei, vi har mer bakket. Hjelpen over sjekken jobber. 600 pupper, hei, jeg får overklasse. Kom på se opp, vi er on fire. Stilt opp med oss, vi tar på veier. Det er overstått, du skjønner greia.
Okay, we're going to stop there because that's approximately 2 minutes, even more. Look at that. Bonus. Christmas. Holidays. Generosity. Let's talk about this a little bit here, Benzern. So, cool. First of all, pretty cool. Like, it's got a good vibe. It's got a good ambience. It's got nice, dense frequencies. Like, everything's very dense and very juicy. Sometimes I'd say be careful with the density of, like, so many aspects happening at the same time, because it could be a little overwhelming, especially near the front of your song, like, or near the beginning of it. Like, just when we're getting into it, we don't want to be, like, overwhelmed, necessarily. So you might want to just be careful with these areas here, with the first build, the first intro. That kind of stuff might require some toning down layer-wise. Let's talk about this section here when your vocals come in. So relatively speaking, this is the part where your vocals sound the loudest in your entire song. I think that's a problem. I think your vocals can be turned down in this early part. And I also referenced the verse 2 here. They can actually be turned up. Yeah, for sure. Your vocals are very docile in the verse 2, and it should be like exploding into our ears. It should be just like blah, blah, like it should be just fill me with your vocals, daddy. Oof, that was a lot. But yeah, that's what we should be getting from verse 2, because it should be that in your face moment where the vocals are just like giving all their personality. So yeah. Oh my, I know. Proxima, it's weird. I haven't had a drop of alcohol either, so I'm already loose. Phrasing. So yeah. Speaking of your second verse, in the second half of your second verse, I think you could do to create a contrast element, something that steps up a little bit of like interest, maybe something that is something that like sort of pitches up over time kind of thing. I'm thinking something like with a guitar, just like to replicate the effect, something like this way. Something like to build tension. Let's see how it sounds actually. Yes, Benzern, I do believe I am correct. I do believe we need some sort of like pitched riser that is not syncopated, but that matches the sort of feel of the rest of your elements, doesn't distract so much from them, but adds to it, something with tension, something that is not necessarily harmonic, but dissonant even, but that just builds our tension over time in that second verse. I think that'll do your song good. What do we got here? We covered pretty much everything. Yes, this is one thing that I wanted to say just in general for your arrangement. But before we do, hey, just real quick, I'm going to go cook some food. Uniform Prod. Really quick, if I get a chance to submit a song again, you reply to me on Insta. I found your studio. I'm like, I can't, dude. I'm doing this. Do you know how many screens I have open, Kute? Four. Right now, I have 4 screens and 2 computers running. I don't have time to go on Instagram to message you. You come back, man. You come back. Like, you make it your responsibility. So no. And also, I said not Instagram. I said everything but Instagram. So you don't listen. Please listen. Anyways, that's that. So yeah, that is the second to last thing. We have this build here in this song, Benzern. Okay, so this build, you introduce some drums in a half tempo. That's cool. I like that idea. I would maybe high pass them though, because we're almost giving away the bass of our track too soon. Because when the bass hits, it has less impact because we've introduced our audience to a little bit of it. We've given them a little taste. What we want to do is we want to strip them of energy and then give it back like tenfold. If I yeah, I think I'm correct. I think I'm correct about that. So yeah, we're gonna high pass those drums a little bit. I hear that they're already high pass, but not quite enough. It's almost as if you went halfway and then forgot to do the rest. So do that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I had to say about your song. In a more meta sense, Benzern, for your music, we have something that's happening here in your track where you have a lot of build for not a lot of drop. So just keep this in mind in your arrangement, and you really want to make sure that you have a proportionate amount of drop. Like, as much as we want to create tension for our audience, when we release, we don't want to cut away from that release too quickly, because it's not satisfying. After that, we're left almost wanting more, and even by the end of your song, when we've listened to it, it's not the kind of we want more where we want to replay the song. It's the kind of we want more where it's like, I'm going to listen to something else that fills my... It's like when you have a good cookie, a good chocolate chip cookie. You have one and you're like, that's good, but it makes me want a really good one, you know? And then you have one of those soft bake, full, like this big chocolate chip cookies. You have one, you're like, oh my God. Like it's everything in your senses are stimulated and it's satisfying. This, I fear, is bordering on the cusp of maybe not satisfying enough, which is a good thing. It means you've created an ambience I want to hear. But it also does mean that you have maybe a balance problem between your drop and your tension and your release, your builds and your drop, your verses and your choruses. So keep that in mind. It's an arrangement thing, so it might take a lot of reworking, but I think when you rebalance that properly, everything falls into place. Either way, that's pretty much all I got to say about your track. Honestly, Benzern, thank you for allowing us to listen to it online, allowing us to talk about it, comment on it, critique it, feedback it, analysis it, talking about improving songs, and then actually following through and doing them is the way we grow. So allowing us the opportunity to do so is met with gratitude on my part, and I thank you for trusting us with your track. Stick around as we move on to the next in line, which is Young Pa 9. Are you with us right now, Young Pa 9? But thank you again, Benzer, and we appreciate the opportunity to listen to your music. You're welcome. But I love the people who just like dip in, drop their track, dip out, no comments, no feedback, and no like, okay, cool, this helps, or that's not what I was looking for. I love the people who just drop in peace. Deuce and drop, or deuce and dip. I'm gonna call them deuce and dippers. That's what they're doing pretty much. Young Pa, you with us, Young Pa? Ma said no, but Pa might. Pa's not even with us. Well then, fucking next, y'all. I'm not waiting around for people who ain't here with us. It's Proxima Music time. It's Proxima Music time. Hit me. Hit me. Dámelo. Why is my chat not updating? That's weird. Asa, dude. Asa. You guys want to see something stupid? Proxima? I love this hat so much. Yes, it is an IKEA bag that IKEA, are now releasing as hats. It's a real thing. It's lined and everything. I usually hate this color combination, but this is all right. I love it so much. I don't know why. I would wear it. And honestly, I would use it in all seriousness as a rain hat when I'm doing gigs outdoors and it is like pissing rain. This is the kind of thing that I would put a poncho underneath to cover my hair, and then I would put this on top so that it kind of like, it all like splashes away from my face. So useful, warm. The lining is like surprisingly comfortable, honestly. And practical. There was like that IKEA fashion art project, and it seems like they're capitalizing on it. I don't know. This was $1.49 Canadian. So like, when my girlfriend went to IKEA yesterday and picked up some shelves for us, she said like they're selling this, and I was like, okay, well that's stupid. How much? Take one. I don't care one. I don't care. Give me one. And she bought two. So I'm gonna leave that here, because I feel like that's an integral part of the studio now. It's just going to be chilling in the background. That's where that IKEA hat belongs. All right, enough foolishness here. We have your track pulled up indeed, and we are going to give her a spin. Oh, whoa, not ooh-woo, but oh, whoa, rumbui. Some techno. Hey, Proxima, some techno. We're going to listen to pretty much this entire track, as Proxima is a level 1 subscriber, tier 1 subscriber. For reference. Oh, there's a reference. Reference of what? Oh boy, am I about to get like Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, that is cool. I kind of want just the zipper vest. I don't need the pants, but I would wear the pants, honestly, again, on a gig where it's raining outdoors. I would wear the shit out of those pants. It seems very practical. But I kind of want the sweater vest or the hoodie vest on a serious basis. I kind of want to actually wear that. The dude on the left looks like super sick tech wearer. Yeah, exactly. It sounds like he's about to start doing some tectonic over some techno. Speaking of techno, Oh Well Rumbly version 15. Let's hear it, most of it, and let's talk about it. Let's go. pretty much get it, I believe. Let's. I'm gonna do a mix of what I usually do with ambient music and stuff that I don't really feel qualified to review on a technical, creative level. I'm gonna like mix that in with a couple of mix notes, because I do find that there are some quite some things that could be quite well adjusted, but there's a lot of this that is very. It's not meant for my like my judgment. My usual judgment doesn't necessarily apply. My usual feedback and my usual advice doesn't really apply. So what I usually do when I'm dealing with like ambient music or experimental or like progressive, but like to an experimental degree, I guess. So experimental, I usually just state the emotions or the images or the movie that I have playing in my head while listening to the song, and then you determine if what you've done it sort of expresses that goal. But before we do that, let's jump into the things that I do think can be either improved or like tuned a little bit, because there's not many. There's not many. I think you've painted a nice picture here. It's not here. I think it's before that. Is it further? There's a point where there's this like very wumpy wub, like it goes whoomp, and the whole song kind of contrasts in terms of volume to that one thing. Is it maybe? I can't find it. That happens on a couple of moments. I believe it happens in your like last drop too. Yes, the reverse kick. Thank you. I don't know where the time code is that it is. It happens twice in your song, but yes, it's the reverse kick. Thank you. That's exactly the sample I was thinking. So yes, you gotta tone that back because it stands out from the rest of the volume of the song. And I understand that might be the purpose, but achieving that purpose doesn't require that much volume. That is excessive for the goal that you're trying to achieve in that particular regard, I believe, because it's like the loudest thing in your song, and it probably shouldn't be, even though it does stand out quite well. Just tone it back, like maybe 2 dB, 3 dB tops. It doesn't need much. It just needs a little bit less. Similarly, we got something going on here. The tech tack. I called it the tech tack in my notes. The tech tack is a little loud. High-passed kick. You have interesting ways of using kicks, and I appreciate that. But it's a little loud again in the mix. It's keeping our pace. It's catching our attention. And I think that if you want to keep it this loud, you're going to have to notch that resonant frequency quite a bit, because it is like I don't want that to happen to your song. So like we're gonna notch that. We're gonna fix it a little bit. The other thing is that throughout. Bring her down, bud! Yes, exactly. The other thing is that throughout, your bass is a little rumbly and loose. So this is not so much something that I would improve or bring down or fix. It's just a note. It's not a bad thing for this sound, because there's not much low end going on apart from that. There's no like bass line. So it's kind of nice that low end is kind of filled in by something. I'd prefer a bass line, but that's me as a musician wanting to hear like a band play before me all the time. So I can recognize that. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Hebsy, I need a mixing suggestion on what I should improve on my mixing. Any help is appreciated. Hebsy, get in line. We have a queue right down here, and that's the way you join it, right there. Type feedback in the chat, and it'll tell you how you do it. Same answer to you, VHype. Feedback, a command feedback in the chat will tell you everything you need to know and what you need to do for now. If you want more details about subscription or timing or allocation, About tab. That's where you go and get your info. Too many elements playing different rhythms at the end, I think, but nice. Thank you, VHype. Appreciate that. Too many elements playing different rhythms at the end, I think, but nice track overall. Well, this here, Esser, this is where I'm not sure if I would disagree with you, because on a personal level, I think I do agree with you. But I think that the goal of this song is to have that chaos. That chaos and that sort of overwhelming sensation of many stories happening at the same time as you, as the main protagonist, in a way, which I would assume is the horns, quote unquote, for the last chorus, at least for the last hook. Let's talk about the story, actually, now that we're onto it. So getting into this section here, the one word. Words that come to mind for me when I'm like watching this movie in my head play out. Not those, not that. The words that come to me are like fierce competition. So I see like a bunch of fucking transformer robots lining up for a foot race or a race of some kind. Like beast bots, you know, beasties, if we used to call them in Canada. Like they have a race or a competition of some kind that is about to begin, and the protagonist is seeing all of these fierce competitors around them, and it is scary and daunting, and it's powerful. What we have here, moments before the race or the competition is about to begin, and like time seems elongated, and every second feels like 10 minutes, and we're just hovering, waiting for the beginning until, of course, it begins. It has begun. And that feels now like the battle's on, and you can hang. At first, like the protagonist can hang, but then later on, we're getting our asses handed to us. It sounds like we're losing this battle. Like the fierceness of the competition is too fierce. It is overwhelming. Then we rally. Inspiration, the breath before the final second wind, if you will. The reply from that fierce competition, not so powerful anymore. And then when we come back into it, the protagonist is now sort of taking the lead in a way, because now there's style and there's charisma and there is like some inherent good that is coming in through those melodies that are somewhat more familiar to us as humans than like big boom boom techno sounds. You know what I mean? Beasties. Yeah. It's also meant to be a polymeter. The sax is a 3-bar loop. The kick is 4 to the floor. So that's good. That's good. That creates our moving sort of chaotic feel. It enhances that. It enhances that feeling a little bit more. In that nothing is. It's a 3/4. It's a 3/4. It feels human. It just feels human. And that is pretty much the conclusion of the story, where the protagonist is successful, winning over the forces of fierce competition, beating them at their own game, if you will. I see that story playing out. It's interesting. The narrative for techno, my brain is just like haha doof doof doof. That's funny. I'm sure you know that's not true even to you. I'm sure you feel a narrative when creating these things. Maybe not so like imagery driven, more emotionally driven, but I'm sure you have a narrative in your soul that is telling the story. And so I don't necessarily think it could be, it might not even be the same fucking story. It's just, it feels like that. Exactly. Tension and energy management. It feels like your heart felt that structure a little bit more. And I believe if I remember what you've said correctly, Proxima, your strength is taking the feeling and turning it into the sound. And that is a very hard skill to master. And everyone should take notes, because that's you don't necessarily need although it's a great mix, you don't necessarily need a technical proficiency to transduce emotions to sounds. But it helps. it definitely helps. And I think that the most important thing is to like take a story that you have in your heart, whether it be abstract or very image driven like it is for me, and translate it to sound as efficiently as possible. Maybe, I don't know. It seems like you do that well either way. So, well done, I suppose. Like, I'm giving you a compliment. You can take it or leave it. Either way, Proxima, as always, thank you for allowing us to listen to the track online together, talk about it, provide comments, criticism, feedback, analysis, what have you. Thanks for being a subscriber of the channel, rather. It's always appreciative. It's always appreciated to have people supporting the stream in that way. The sax is a sample flip from Smooth Operator. I don't know if that's the key. Smooth Operator. Yeah, that's the key. Cool. I didn't realize at all. So, mission accomplished. Truly. Either way, thank you, as always, Proxima, for trusting us with your track, and hang around. Stick around as we oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Although, let's just take a look at the queue while we're here. We got Hey El Shiro, who's up next. We got Esser, who is Esser. Didn't Esser? Oh no, Esser did not go yet. Sorry, that was Benzern. That's right, close. My bad, Esser. But yes, Hey El Shire, you are up next. Let us get that going in the queue here. There we go. Hey El Shiro. I thought it was Shire. I thought you were cute, cool. Quoting Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. I thought you were cooler. But Shiro's cool too. It's fine. Or it might even be Shiro. My North American ass. Translating everything. I don't think Shiro's with us. It seems like they're not. Nope. Incorrect. Oh well, that's not how you get your tracks listened to, folks. By leaving. That's not how you... No. Well, Esser, I guess it is your turn. So hit me with a SoundCloud link in the chat, please. Thank you. Yeah, it's funny how that works. People who don't have patience. It's just at your benefits, the people who are here, you guys benefit from other people's lack of patience. So, sorry. I'm not sorry. But you are sorry, Philip Esser, apparently, for what? Folks, before, I don't know if Hebsy is with us, but we're going to find out after we, as I've said a couple of times, I'm going to be like playing songs today for you guys so that I, not just demonstrate that I'm not just a worthless guy who's sitting in his studio chair, judging music, but that also like you guys always entertain me with your music, and I'm going to provide a little bit of the bardic inspiration myself. So after this song, I'm going to play a song. And it's funny that you say you're sorry, and I'll stop there because we'll listen to 2 minutes of this one, talk about it, and then I'll play you a song. So here we go. I'm sorry. I say that, and I am Canadian, and that just makes sense. It's like 2 + 2 = 4. I'm Sorry by Philip Esser. Here we go.
Find the strength to be on my way. find. To say, but I gotta find the strength to be on my way, and I hope you find yours too. Will you promise that you'll be okay, baby? 'Cause I'm sorry.
All right. Okay. So, I have a couple of suggestions here. Because you have a lot of good potential here. You have a lot of good Lego bricks, really great colors. They pop and they have a good shape themselves, but they need to be adjusted a little bit, and the length of certain sections needs to be trimmed, and some other sections need to be elongated. We need some arrangement love in this song. The chord progression is sick. Yeah, let's talk about the chord progression. I think that's E minor. Yep. I believe if that's the... Oh yeah, right. I turned the volume down on SoundCloud. A minor 7th. Really nice. Really nice. So that's pretty. And I like that. It has a good feel. Now, similar to what I said with the other artists, there are ways where you can sort of alter that a little bit. So the A minor 7th is a good trick. Go to the A minor straight. Feel a little settled. Alternate between that. If you go, sometimes you could go, instead of like an E minor straight up, go to an E minor, I think that's a 13th. Add that tension. It's like a second. It's like a flat third. No, sorry, not a flat third, but a second that you're adding. So much melancholy, and that every 2 bars or every 4 bars or something like that, it would be a nice little contrast. So the chord it's the chord from Pink Floyd, breathe in the air. Yeah, like it's a good chord. Oh jeez. That is an idea. That's just an idea. But there's other things that I think need addressing, that are actually important that we address. So, first thing, intro.
It's hard to say.
Before the vocals come in, basically, this here. As of here, we should be introducing an element of some novelty, very subtle novelty. Maybe like a vocal with a lot of reverb going like... something like stupid like that. But it's got to be just something that breathes a little more life into it so that the song moves to a next section. We also might Yeah, I thought it's empty. It's a little, just at the second half. The first half is fine. And then just as a very subtle transition, I would probably put like a, like just between the part where there are no vocals and the part that there are, just a nice quick sweep. Like just to transition between emptiness and not. Subtle. Make it subtle. I think personally, this song is a little quick to change in that we get 1 or 2 verses of vocals and then it switches right to the build.
And I hope you find
And the difference and the transition is not my favorite. It goes very like
the strength to be on my way. And I hope you find
you high passed your kick and you put in that sweep that I actually want earlier. So just copy paste that and put it behind, but like slightly less volume. That'll be easy for you. Yeah, it's what's yes, it was struggling a bit with the transition. I was struggling a bit with the transition. So yeah, that is the thing, is that I find we switch pretty quickly with the two verse. That's my own personal opinion. However, I think objectively speaking, your quiet break is a little too long compared to how little we got of the intro. It is the same length as the intro here, and we get less vocals. So I would cut this in half. As a matter of fact, I would just go
to be on my way. And I hope you find
cut straight, like cut half of this out. Half of this entire build does not need to be there because we have too much build for not enough intro, and then the drop is long enough. I will concede that. But the only way this build works this long is if your verse is longer, okay, and we add vocals onto this build, which I don't think you should do because then you're changing the entire formula. You're changing the entire sauce, and it's too much change. It doesn't need it. It doesn't need that. But this build is too long. All right, that's that. Novelty, half of intro, quick to change. Build, long in comparison. Build, cut more. That is what I did say here. I feel like there should be an interruption. Like you should maybe high pass your elements more aggressively, low cut, high pass, exactly, a little more aggressively, and leaving us with silence. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. You know what I mean? Like, let me show you what I mean. Something like that. It shouldn't just crossfade between one section or another. We want the impact. So we're losing that here. We're losing that with this format. All right. Speaking of impact, let's look at the piano before the drop comes in and after the drop comes in. Let's listen to the piano specifically, the E minor there, I'm not a pianist, so I'm not going to do it. Basically adding an endless smile. Don't know what that is. Let's just listen to the piano right now. It's the same volume as the drop. The build, I mean. The build piano is the same volume as the drop piano. So where's the impact when our main lead element that is taking the spotlight? There are no vocals, there's no other like guitars. If we had a solo going on, fine, it's at a fine level. But we need the piano to like shine in the drop. So yes, that is a way of going about it. Esser is high cutting or low passing the, high passing or low cutting the piano in the build section, which will already be shorter, so it'll be less weird on the ears for less of a long time. And maybe more gain automation. Well, turn it down in the build. Either way, volume-wise, turn it down 2 to 3 dB minimum, maybe even 5. Because we need a little more anticipation than that. The way you fill that space that is left behind after that is entirely up to you. But turn it down and yeah, maybe even high passing it a little bit, because it needs more impact. And the sound it has in the chorus or in the drop is fine. It's fine. It's loud enough, but it needs more impact. So let's talk also about the piano in this drop. Basically adding an Endless Smile. It's a VST that adds reverb and makes build up cool. Cool. I'll check it out if at some point, if it's free, especially. I love free plugins. But Esser, if you have the chance to look into Endless Smile, take a look. Maybe it'll help you for your transition. Let's talk about, as I was saying, let's talk about the piano in your drop. You are sidechaining it far too much. What's happening is that the attack of your keys, the hammers hitting the strings of your piano, sometimes it's not there at all, and sometimes it is super loud. So the reason that happens is because you are sidechaining too much and removing all of that attack, but you still need some of the decay, which is relatively quieter compared to the attack, so that when the attack comes in, the attack is way too loud. You can't just fix this with compression. You can, but you don't want to for a piano like this that has so much meat in your chorus, in your drop. So what I would say is reduce the sidechain's impact. Make it fast. Well, it's pretty fast already, but make it reduce less of your frequencies. Let us have some of that attack back from the piano only. The rest is fine, I think, except for the vocals, but we're going to get into that. Let us have some of that attack, but then you're going to want to turn the piano down a little bit overall. So you're going to have to refine that balance, and that will affect the volume in your see, everything is an interlocking set of gears, and when you change one thing, you end up having to go back and make sure you do things right, go back and correct things, which is why it's so important to do these things right up front, is because learning from this experience will allow us to do these things earlier later. So yeah, the sidechain on your piano is too aggressive. Same thing goes for the vocals here. No. Just no. You're like, we don't need that much. We don't need that much. If we need any, I don't even think we need any sidechaining for that section for the vocals, personally. Because I like vocals to be clean and ringing out, and it's a nice vocal sample that you found. I would use it proudly. But if any, much less than this. This brings me to my second point, actually. I don't know what this section is adding to the equation. This is where I'm talking about arrangement-wise. I feel personally that these vocals that you have on this post-chorus, post-drop, I feel personally that would sound better on the second half of your drop. Personally. Now I understand that's what its purpose is, like a transition from the drop. Also the Hibs, hey y'all yourself as well, hello. To submit, there's going to be instructions that are going to pop up right now, right here. Type command feedback in the chat for instructions on how to submit. Don't submit yet. So yeah, I understand. Jeez, I'm just throwing my pen around. I understand that your purpose is to transition from the drop. We don't really need much of a transition from the drop. Your break already kind of does that for us. Personally, I would repurpose these vocals. I would throw them in the drop itself, in the second half of the drop. Obviously, it's going to need some volume. Get rid of this transition and go straight from drop.
but I gotta find.
That's fine. That's fine. Bam, 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 bam. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's, I think personally, this pre-verse post drop is ruining your momentum, actually, in my opinion. So try scooching those vocals over during the second half of your drop. Get rid of this section. Just like bypass the entire like section entirely. Transition it nicely, and then when you have that, it should really impact me more. Can you also have a listen to the second build-up? I added more drum there. Let's hear. That's better. That's better. I actually like that build. So well done on that. Advertise right now. You know what we do with the ad moments when we're doing someone's song. Major seventh, man. What an effect that chord has. Okay, so you're back. Cool. That's nice. So we're now going to continue talking about your song because we're not going to talk about it while you have an ad. That would be stupid and a waste of time for everybody. So, what were we talking about? I don't remember. Yeah, your drop. Either way, your second half of your drop is second half of your build rather is good. It feels a little bit better, and I wouldn't cut away volume wise completely. As a matter of fact, it sounds good the way it is. Especially if when we're going back to the earlier drop, we do a nice like echoey kind of cutaway. I think those two will create nice contrast between each other, between those two builds, and it'll feel like a new thing, a different song, almost a different drop even. But that's pretty much all I wanted to say about your song, man. Like there does need to be some love to the sidechain. We need to fix some of the builds, some of the build aspects. I think you need to cut your first build in half. I think you need to remove your post-drop transition. It does nothing for your song. Take those vocals though, throw it on the second half of your chorus or your drop, and just jump right back into your like quiet verse, and then let us roll. Just let it ride from there, because I think the rest is great. That said, thank you for allowing us to listen to the song online together. Thank you for allowing us to talk about it, provide comments, criticism, feedback, analysis, what have you. We have you here. We appreciate those following us as well. Esther, thank you for supporting the stream in the way that you do by following. If y'all want to subscribe and miss those ads, that would be nice, supporting the stream, but also me not having to make an ad song during your review is always a way to just get to your song quicker. Either way, Esther, thank you for trusting us with your track. I'm looking forward to hearing the updated version because this could be a banger. Like a bop. I don't say that word very often, but this falls in the category of banger and bop. Just saying, if it's properly arranged, I would listen to this song and I would share it to my friends. That's the kind of song where it's like, it doesn't matter if you like EDM or not. It's a song that makes you vibe. And that's good. That's good. That's what we want. It's good. So make it happen. And it's easy, right? It's easy. It's easy for it to happen. Let it happen. So Hebsy, you're up nexty. You're up Nebsy. But, just before we get to you, as I said before, I spend some amount of my life playing music live. Some. And there's a song that I wrote a while ago. And it has to do with, let's just flash back to this title here. I'm Sorry. Remember, we all remember. I'm Sorry was the title of this. I have a song called Apologies. And I'm going to play it for y'all right now. So we're going to get a little performance in for the holidays. 1, 2, nope. 1, 2. There we go. And we will reconvene here and listen to Hebsy's track. Y'all ready? Because I ain't.
Losing friends like losing sleep. Memories I try to keep. Whoa, I'll follow you. Been a while we haven't spoke. Now I'm lost beneath the smoke. Whoa, I long for you. All is lost, but nothing's won. No one here, I guess they've gone. Oh, I'll follow you. Heard about a place so close, but have I found it different walls? Whoa, I'll follow you. Try to say I'm sorry, and I don't know why. And it's all I've got on my mind. Don't say I'm sorry, and you don't know why. Am I out of my mind? Ooh, take my breath away. Ooh, set me free today. Ooh, wash my sins away. There's got to be a way. Fine! Bonjour, High Twitch Live! Try to say I'm sorry, and I don't know why. And it's all I've got on my mind. Don't say I'm sorry, and you don't know why. Am I out of my mind? Thank you.
I love that my mixer has MIDI control of my computer so that it basically triggers my my drums every time I press mute on my 421 mic. Thank you all. I appreciate y'all's presence, and this is how I repay in kind, if you will, by performing. Because I don't necessarily produce the electronic bangers that y'all are used to turning out and bringing here to the stream, but I am a live musician by far more so than a studio musician, I would say, personally, in my experience. That said, we are moving on here, folks. We do have a couple of people still in the line, as will pop up almost instantly as I say it. We got Hebsy and we got V-Hype. We'll see if any other people pop in while we're listening to these songs, and we will see. But otherwise, we call it an early night. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? It's the holidays. We just have some fun. But thank you, V-Hype is a banger. I hope you're referring to my song, and if you are, thank you very much. That's a song that's actually out everywhere on under the band name The Feedbackers. So if ever you're looking for something to listen to, look for that logo. It's my band. Yes, I have a pin. Yes, we had merch. Of course we had merch. How else are you supposed to make money as a solo artist? Or not a solo artist, but as an independent band, I should say. And now solo artist. So, here we go. We got 197_4 by Quick, otherwise known as Hebsy. I think I'm pronouncing your username correctly. We have made you wait for long enough. We're going to listen to 2 minutes of this, approximately two. We always like to round it out to the outside of 2 minutes. So let's see what we got. 197.4 by Quick. Or Hebsy. Whichever. Let's listen.
She gon' be my love. She gon' be my love. Now until forever. Yeah. She gon' be my love. Now until forever. She gon' be my love. She gon' be my love. Now until forever. Yeah. She gon' be my love. Yeah. Now until forever.
All right, that's more than 2 minutes, either way. Okay, I am so sweet. I am so wet. Oh, jeez, dude. God, Christ Almighty, your names are getting wilder and wilder every stream I do. Hello, I am so wet. Is this alternative rock? No, it's not. It's mislabeled. There's no way. First of all, Hebsy, fix that. Fix that. If it's a joke, it's funny. It's funny, but it's not. Okay, let's talk a little bit about your song. Let's go straight to the intro. So you're at a bit of a disadvantage in my room, in my my stream here, Hebsy, because I'm a guitarist, as you just witnessed, and the MIDI guitars, they ain't doing it for me. Oh, sorry, just uploaded it for SoundCloud for this. No, it's fine, dude. Honestly, it doesn't fucking matter. It's a private track anyways. It doesn't fucking matter. It's just funny. We get to laugh at it. I get to laugh at you. You get good feedback for free, and I get to laugh and yell at you. That's the exchange. It's always been. So, the MIDI guitars at the beginning as a guitarist are not doing it for me. I'm simply like just not satisfied with the tonality and the play. The transition between strings and between notes doesn't sound real. The melodies don't sound natural. It just sounds like you should pick another instrument. I have the same comment for your second break here. All these MIDI horns and these MIDI instruments are just not doing it for me. I think contrasting with everything else that sounds so thick and juicy and affected and processed, this stuff sounds like, what do we got in the sound library? Whatever, a little horns, sure. A little guitar, sure. This is the frequencies that I need. They're filled, cool. Next. And I don't accept that. I don't accept that as adequate. I think it is subpar. And I think you could choose your synths a little bit more responsibly, especially for the rest of the aesthetic. I think you could develop something that is a little bit more in its own world. This sounds like it just doesn't belong in your song. If you're going to have real guitars playing lines like this, which again, as a guitarist, it doesn't sound intuitive as a guitar melody and as a guitar line. It wouldn't be a one guitarist playing this. It sounds like multiple. And if that's the case, then it should sound completely different either way. But the sound is just not doing it for me, Hebsy. I think you need to change your MIDI samples that are generic and don't fit. So that's first note. The Vox effects in your build. So I understood for the first one, for the first hit, when you're gonna be my love, the elongated effects after that made sense to me. But when you start doing an actual full-out vocal lead here, turn down some of that reverb, turn down some of that delay. It's too much. It's too much. Like, use it strategically only when there are holes and gaps like you had in the first part here. But here we don't. We have multiple vocal, like, passes here. See, there again, there's another gap, and there it makes sense. But like for the like those little vocal lines, turn the effects down. Pick your moments. Throw ons. They're called reverb throw ons. Throw it off after you're done. And that's a common problem, believe it or not, so you don't have to worry. The second half of your chorus or your drop here, let's listen to your drop. Here, we need something new. It sounds both dense and empty at the same time. And that's not a good thing. We need to have a lead element that comes in and that like takes the load off of that synth that's playing that. Like we need to take the lead load. Sorry, my ankle's really itchy right now. So we need to take the lead load off of the lead synth and maybe some vocals, maybe another synth line, something that like gives a little more like mono melody kind of. Maybe a harmony, maybe an octave, I don't know. But something more that makes this stand out a little bit. We need to take a little bit of the elements that are in the background and dial them back so that those lead elements can stand out a little bit because everything's a little loud right now. I think we had to dial back your comp elements, your accompaniment elements. So that's important for your drop because it is like your biggest section and your most like, wow, here's my personality as a producer section. Although personally, I find that the personality of a lot of producers is in the in-betweens, but not in the big verses and melodies, personally. But it's in the transitions I find a producer really shines. That's that. Let's go back to this break here.
Is she gonna be my love?
See, there I like the delay, like petering out and like filling up that space of the leads. That's nice.
Is she gonna be my love? Now until forever.
And then it's too much. That reverb is the most offensive thing. Ad break. What do we do when we have ad breaks? We smash our guitar against our table is what we do. I've ended an ad song on the flat sixth minor major seventh chord like 4 times now. But that's okay. It's a nice end to a song. On that note, once we're done this, I'll play you one more song, and I think we'll call it for the night. Right? It's holidays, so we're gonna like just have a good time, check in, check out. That said, either way, this. I just want to hear the build. Okay. Okay, nice little false drop. Just allow the bass. Oh, thank you very much, Svitvik. Thank you very much. I don't know. Ending just joined. No, not yet. You could totally still join the queue. It's just that it's been like low traffic today. That's all. But yeah, this transition, I want you to like cut out some more bass so you allow that really sweeping to take hold, and so that the cut and the drop have more impact individually. So that the sweep and the drop have more impact individually. The break of the song, honestly, is the sickest part. Yeah, it's got a lot of good sound to it, honestly. It's got a lot of good juice to it. And I like it too. But again, that reverb on that vocals has got to go occasionally. But that's pretty much all I wanted to say, man. I think that's pretty much all I have to say about your song. There's probably other things that I haven't noticed, but feel free, anybody else, to step in and let me know. Either way, for now, Hebsy, thank you for allowing us to listen to the song online. Thank you for allowing us to talk about it, provide comments, criticism, feedback, analysis, what have you. We appreciate the opportunity to... We've been hearing a lot of house today, and a lot of, like, very forward-of-the-floor... Hebsy, also, thank you for following. Appreciate that. Folks, we're getting closer and closer to that 750, big 750. And I appreciate you guys supporting the stream in the way that you do. Either way, Hebsy, thank you for allowing us, I already did that part. Thank you for trusting us with your track. We're going to move on down the line here, folks. We got V-Hype next, who is going to give us, already the quick draw on the draw with the link. Here we go, pulling it up. Then we will take a short musical interlude, as I will also play you a song that is a little trippy, as V-Hype says their own is, and also ends on a minor, a flat sixth, major seventh, because I've been ending too many songs on that. So I'm gonna actually end my own on it. So and yes, Sutvik. We will honor, of course, your joining of the queue immediately after we play a little song of our own. I'm feeling performy today, and I don't know why. So here just Vic, okay, just Wick, whatever. Mr. Vic. That's what it is now. All right, we got ID Ellis by V-Hype. Nice headshot. It's nice. I like it. A little overexposed on the flash, but it's nice. Let's listen to this 30 seconds only, eh? Okay. Well, let's listen to it, I suppose, together, and let's talk about it after.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Whoa! That was cool. Why didn't you continue it? That was really, really cool. This is really, really, really funky. Hold on. I didn't even have time to finish my fucking note. My last note. Okay, so that was awesome. Could you suggest me an idea for the break, like some vibey chords for this really funky, weird style? Also, I worked for like 20 hours on the drop and I'm stuck without any break. Also, would appreciate an honest feedback of the drop and mixing. Okay, well, we are going to talk about... we're going to talk about the mixing a little bit. We for sure are. I'm a sucker for those funky bass things. Yeah, Vic, Mr. Vic, I do agree with you. It is pretty funky, and I fucking love that. It's really, really cool. Like, I personally fall for this stuff very easily. Wow, that was much shorter than I thought. So, let's talk about the mixing a little bit. First of all, is this mastered? Have you applied, like, mastering effects to this song in theory, or are you just like raw dogging your mix, no compressors, no limiters on the master chain? I swear doing this style is the hardest thing on earth. The rhythm is so hard finding the right one. Yeah, I mean, when you find your groove, I guess it's easier, but finding the groove must be a tough thing for sure. It must be a challenge in and of itself. I didn't do the master yet. Okay, good, because your kick is sufficiently loud if you haven't mastered yet. But your snare is not. So that's going to be something you're going to need to address. You're probably going to need to have a little bit of a more crazy loud snare. Not crazy loud snare, but a little more, you know what I mean? I need a little more of that. I just messed a little, but it's not a master yet. Okay. That might be what's happening here. Either way, I think you're going to need to, if you do have some mastering effects on it, you're going to need to be careful with your kick and snare balance. Just, like, yeah. What the fuck, you just did a perfect snare? I know, right? It's a pretty good sample. I've used it before in some tracks. Let me show you an even perfecter snare, but like an analog snare. That's a shotgun fucking snare if you've ever heard one played. Yeah. So yeah, you need a little bit more of that. You need a little bit more of that juice. You need a little bit more of it for the snare specifically. And if you do have like limiting effects on your master chain, it might mean that your kick is a little too loud, or it might mean that your master is just not done yet. But either way, keep an eye on the snare. Keep an eye on the snare. The intro is a bit stale, in my opinion, compared to how crazy intense that the rest of it is. But we have a good base for a chord progression there, and you said that you need like some vibey chords for this really funky, weird style. We will work on it. Either way, I got some ideas.
What the fuck?
Personally, I like everything about your drop. Okay, so let's talk a bit about the chords. Let's turn off some of the distortion. There we go. So we need some vibey chords, eh? Is that what we need? Is that what we need? F sharp. F sharp is such a good key. The song, it's the note that I have forever locked in my head. specifically that riff, will forever be locked in pitch in my head. It is my reference note forever and always. F sharp is such a good key I will forever maintain. It is so badass. F sharp minor fit so well on this. It really did. It really did. It enhances your song. Okay, so what do we have in the intro here? Who dat? Who dat? I have half HP. Really? What's your max HP? Do you have any temporary? Have you cast 8 on yourself? Have you cast Hero's Feast? Well, how? Come on, up that HP. I made the most scrumptious meal for real. Good on you for Uniform Prod, and welcome back. Okay, so let's talk about the chords that you have used. That's the chord progression we have at the beginning. And I think personally, that's useful. You know why? Because let's listen to the chord progression of your actual drop. So it's... Wait, one second. So it goes from the F sharp minor, E, to the B. Referencing the B, it might be like a D over B or whatever the fuck that hybrid chord is. So F sharp, E, and D sharp. I don't. Really? Am I crazy? That's not a D sharp. Dude, that's a D. That's a D. Because you're playing the D. Sorry, that's a B. Pardon me. That's a B. You're okay. So this is a common confusion because you're playing D sharp and it's technically actually there to insinuate the another chord, which is this. B major. So here's what's cool. With it in the project, I put a D sharp and used a D sharp chord. That is not a D sharp chord. I promise you this. You can... D sharp chord sounds like this. What's happening here? It's not there. That is a B with a D sharp, like over D sharp. This here, note on that particular chord. Go try it out. If you go back into the project and you take that chord, that D sharp, quote unquote, what you call a D sharp, and then you delete it and you replace it with a B major, watch magic happen. All you're doing is you're using the D sharp as the transitional note between the F sharp and the E. But the bass is going, which is good. That's good. Either way, yeah, it's a B major. So my point with this, either way here, the intro, we could very well work that in with the intro. Like before the intro, we could like a... Yeah. So then like I personally think you should do like a circle of fifths of the thing, kind of. See what I mean? So like that kind of chord progression. But you don't necessarily have to complete the circle of fifth like pattern. It's not a circle of fifths. I know someone will correct me. Don't at me. Just saying. It plays with the fifth. It plays with the dominant. But like if you go like. You just start back at. Or something like that, you know what I mean? Like just me with my funky ass guitar riffs. I just want to like have some of that, like the you have that D. Have that, so you could repeat that. You could fuck with it both. You could do like a whole pattern. Yeah. Play with those chords. Yes, you can rewatch this live tomorrow because it'll be on Twitch on the VODs tonight after we finish the stream. So it'll be available for watching afterwards. And we also have our VODs in the chat somewhere. At some point tonight, it'll show you where we keep our VODs. It's on our YouTube, the Studio Mic YouTube, and you'll be able to find this video there soon. Soonish. Yeah, but it sounds so good anyways with your riffs. Yeah, well then, feel it out. You're welcome. And maybe then adding a couple of ambience and other stuff and then making a transition to the build. Correct. These chords are just ideas for you to like work off of and to like take this and step it up a little bit. So yeah, we are I believe on the cusp of a really good song though here, V-Hype. I really like what you have in your drop. And I think that you have a great sound. So finish this song, please. Then come back on the stream with it finished with a little bit more chord development and a little bit more build and a little bit more movement and a couple of more arrangements and make this song like expand over time, make my ears bleed. And I promise you that I will show this to everybody I know, because I like to share music that I like to listen to. People do the same thing for me, and I'm dying to have music to share to return the favor. So please do so. Uniform Prod, any space for me today? We are not going to do a doubles, my dude. So that is unfortunately a no for today. Be sure to come back in our next stream, though. We will be back for more. I promise you. Because we've gotten many more submissions today, and it's unfortunate, but that's that. I will try finishing, and then I'm coming back again someday. You better fucking come back, V-Hype. I want to hear more of this kind of music. I want to hear more of this on my stream. You better fucking come back. Either way, thank you for allowing us to listen to the song online together, provide comments, criticism, feedback, analysis, what have you. We appreciate being able to talk about this song and any song really that provides us this level of like, oh shit, I want to hear more of it. And yeah, so we appreciate you and we appreciate the opportunity to listen to this wonderful music. So thank you, V-Hype, for trusting us with your track. We will move on. But as I said, first, we will play a little bit of a song. We've had too much of the flats of the flat sixth, major seventh for me to not play a song. I agree with you, Sudvik, or just Vic. Finish the track. Yeah, truly. Like, V-Hype, ahorita. Finish the track. Also, in your honor, Vic, That's for you. That's for you. And this is for you all. This song was written 8 years ago, no, even almost 7 years ago. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's not that one. This song has a lot of heart and soul poured into it. And it is one of my favorites that I've ever written and collaborated with my former band. So please enjoy this song by, once again, the Feedbackers. This is the End.
There'll be no more time to gaze up at the night's crystalline sky. The powerful wings of the falcon will not be enough to fly. The air that we breathe will be stripped of its life and sold at a price. Day is at hand and powers that be will not think twice. 'Cause this is the final solution, and this is the power of fusion. This is a new resolution to start again. An evil approach is eager to devour all every hope. Ever so willing, a flick of the switch, the slip of the rope. Clutching onto a fantasy, praying that we will survive. Patiently waiting for the perfect moment to burn us alive. This is the final solution. This is the power of fusion. This is a new resolution to start again. This is the last revolution, and this is a swift retribution. This will break all the illusion. This is the end. Onto your life, prepare for the fall. The beast has a hunger for everything or nothing at all. Open your heart to a new point of view, a second sight, and take up your arms and 'cause this is the fight. This is the final solution. This is the power of fusion. This is a new resolution to start again. And this is a lost revolution. This is a swift retribution. This will break all the illusion. This is the end. This is the end. This is the end. This is the end.
I did not lie when I said to you that that song ended on a flat 6th major 7th. I did the thing. What's up, General Tips? Welcome back. Thank you for joining us today. And let's hear what you guys are saying. We're going to jump right into V-Hype's song, and you could prep your link now. As always, go ahead. I appreciate your kind comments, all of you. I would love knowing how to play electric guitar like this. Man, practice. That's how it works. Unfortunately, my parents always tried to take me far away from learning music because they always said it's not going to take you anywhere. And it won't! Oh, that's mean, but it's not true. It's not far from truth. It won't really take you many places. It's a lot of fun. And practicing this much has gotten me exactly not that far in the music industry. So they weren't wrong, but I discourage the discouragement of learning how to play like this because it's a whole lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to be able to. It's a lot of fun to jam along with people, to not be afraid that you're not going to fit in because your skills are not, you're not proficient enough with your instrument. So I think we're having, we have a duty to our children to, we have a duty to our children to show them what they want to do. This song did, you guys came, you started producing without knowing anything about music theory or stuff like that, but me too. Me too. I've studied music theory only from various different sources. I never went to university, per se. I went to a sound recording school. I went to school for audio engineering. But as for music theory, I studied that in audio engineering school and from my friends who did go to university. They just taught me what I needed to know, basically. So that music theory, it's all self-taught. Mostly. It's also taught, but it's not very formally taught. Let's say it that way. General Tips, thanks for joining the queue as always. We're appreciative of that you are here. Yeah, no, honestly, but it's a nice hobby, basically. It is, and it's really fun hobby. I'll be honest with you. I love putting my creativity somewhere, so I use it as producing music. You should. It's just so much fun. It's just so much fun. And if you're having fun with it, that's all that really fucking matters. Okay, folks, we're gonna jump back into it here. Mr. Vic, I believe your link is due. I don't believe you've submitted yours yet. So I would love if you could submit that right now. Please and thank you. But yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it. I'm glad you guys like the songs. Either way, I have a lot of fun playing them. I had a lot of fun writing them. I had a lot of fun collaborating with the musicians to shape them into what they are now. So yeah, I had a lot of fun. Hey, not yet. I didn't do my introduction yet. Don't you dare. Computers. This podcast, no, this stream is not sponsored by Guru, but I'd love for it to be. Guru, hit me up because I'm down. I love your shit. But for now, we got Let Them Know, the D&B song by Mr. Vik. Any links for the song? Yeah, so if you guys go check out The Feedbackers, that is The Feedbackers, that way, that is the band. You're looking for this logo right here. That's the one you're looking for, except backwards because I got my camera reversed for the stream. So yeah, I might, yeah, that's just that. Honestly, I'm happy that I had actual feedback. Usually everyone just said that's a banger and they won't say nothing. V-Hype. I'm glad you mentioned that because that's not the way we do things here. We go into the nitty gritty. As a musician, well, you guys have seen, I play music, right? I play drums as well. I play bass as well. I sing. I am versatile in the art of music. Versatile. And I produce and I also record, mix, master. I'm a sound engineer. So I'm going to offer you all of the knowledge I have. And if all of the knowledge I have is that's a banger, that's not feedback. That's a react channel. That ain't what we do here. We do feedback, not react. Well, we do react. We react drastically and dramatically, actually, but feedback. I will probably come back for an eventual feedback here. You definitely better, motherfucker. With the song that you just showed me, you fucking better. That's what I said it again. The free review, the free actual feedback you get for me getting to yell at you and laugh at you, or just say I like your music and tell you how it could be better, but it's free. Just come back. Either way, appreciate you, V-Hype. We are going to move now on to Mr. Vik. Let Them Know, D&B. Let's listen to 2 minutes of this as per the rules, and let's talk about it. Let's go!
Money ain't an object, I'ma let him know. Got a loaded gun and these bullets let him know. How could I trade my soul for you after everything that we've been through? Money ain't an object, I'ma let him know. Got a loaded gun and these bullets let him know. How could I trade my soul for you after everything that we've been through? Money ain't an object, I'ma let him know. Got a loaded gun and these bullets let him know. How could I trade my soul for you after everything that we've been through?
That's 2 minutes. Okay, so, yes, very good. I kind of agree with everything you've said so far, V-Hype. I think the vocals are weird. I think that the drop is really sick, and I think it does need work. So all agreed, and the vocals definitely need some effects tuning. So let's get into it a little bit more in deep detail. Not necessarily that deep because there's not much to discuss. But first of all, let's talk about the vocals because this vocal needs some sibilance adjustment and some high frequency fixing. I don't know if it's just going to be you have to put the vocals through Soothe. Maybe. But I think you should probably de-ess your vocals, because let's listen to them.
How could I trade my soul for you after everything that we
I go No, I don't like that. Fix that. The other thing is your high frequencies on the vocals are just harsh. I'll try a bunch of ways to fix them, to be honest. Yeah, a bunch of different things, because they need work for sure. Speaking of the short delay effect on the vocals, let's listen to it a little bit.
been through. Money ain't an object, I'ma let 'em know.
Yeah, that sounds like it's making your vocals phase a little bit, which sounds like it's actually phasing out of your mix, which is a shame. What else? What I was gonna say? The reverb in general. The reverb in general is very. It just doesn't sound appropriate on all of the vocals. It sounds appropriate on some sections, but then on others, it's not doing it for me. It's just like standing out in the wrong way. So I think you need to adjust the reverb on those vocals for sure. So what do we got? We got sibilance, we got too much verb, short and long in various moments. Let's go into the drop real quick.
For you after everything that we've been through. Money ain't an object, I'ma let 'em know.
The long verb is also kind of not fitting, really. It's not really doing it for me. So yeah, we need to find some new reverbs. The plate is not doing it for me. We need to find some new reverbs for your vocals. Only after. Like if I hear new reverbs on the same sibilancy vocals, I'm gonna lose my every goddamn shit. Don't fix the vocals first. And VHype has a way of doing it. Try downloading TDesser, which is a free plugin, and I use it always for every vocals that I record, and it sounds sick. That's cool. I like free options. TDesser. I'm actually going to just like put that in my like search results, because I love me some free plugins. Cool. I searched it up. Now it's going to show up in my search results, and I'm going to get bombarded up for it on Facebook, which is perfect. But yeah, because I use the stock Logic de-esser for all of my vocals, and it works great. When you know how to use it, it works great. But always good to have some free options. I like it. I'll just remove the reverb and rework on it, and then add some reverb that actually fits with your song. Actually, like there is an opportunity for reverb here. I don't think you found the right one. Let's talk about your like overall sound. You have overcompressed your song. From the start, it was a little bit very loud. We hear it mostly in the drop when it's really loud. Let's listen here. Hear how the snare and the stuff drops after the dun, not on the first dun-ka. It's on the du-ka. The snare volume kind of drops as your vocals come in. This means that you're throwing too many things at your master compressor, and it is just bringing the volume overall back because it's coming. There's too much volume coming in. It either means that you have not mastered your track appropriately and you have turned your limiter gain way too far up without doing the other steps involved in mastering, or it means that you have not mixed properly. You have not adjusted your elements to complement each other in the mix. You might need to sidechain a multi-band compressor to like the vocals or to the synths. You need to fix a few of those things. And also that clicky thing, try reworking it that you use as a fill. Let's hear. Yeah, I agree. It's a little aggressive. It kind of stands out in the wrong way. I agree with you, VHype. Man, you got some good feedback. I like that. I like that. So yes, it does need to have a little bit of moderation with those clicky things. Sometimes it's better to do a quiet mix. I'm assuming you meant a quiet mix, and then with the master you bring it loud. Yes, gain staging, guys. This is basic sound theory. Gain staging is your best friend when you're talking about the mix. When you go in hot, into your recording hot, you could bring your volume of your faders lower. That's fine. That's fine. There's no reason your faders need to be high. You're better off making a mix that rings in around -5 dB, that's like cutting at like -20 LUFS. It's fine. Your mastering engineer or you can just bring that back up later. But mixing too loud does the opposite problem where we have too much to work with. I'm sorry I'm not on chat. I'm currently taking actual notes. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not mad at you. I'm happy for you. But no, yeah, that's really what ends up happening is you get too much compression in your master mixer in your master limiter when you have too much going too loud all at once, everywhere, all the time in your drop, especially in the drops. That's really where it happens. And what ends up happening is that your breaks and your builds end up being louder than your drops. Now, in this song, that's not the case. In this particular track, we have just moments within your drop that are softer, but your drop is still juicier and louder. Although I will argue.
Money ain't an object, I'ma let him know. Got a loaded gun and these bullets let him know.
Cello and your vocals have no business being this loud this early in the song. We could bring those back, and that will do your song a world of good. It'll do your contrast a world of good as well for your overall song contrast. So yeah, I think that's important as a song goes. It needs to have that contrast. What else do we got here? Yes, okay. I have an idea for your drop. But it's going to take a little bit of you got to follow me here. I always do this just because for me sounds good, but I never learn music theory or engineer theory. Oh my God, I hate ads. But yeah, V-Hype, you learn through trial and error. And if you actually make the errors and then learn from them, you end up doing what engineers studied. But I studied it and made the error anyways, and then I learned that anyways. So don't worry about it. Okay, let's talk about your drop. I'm gonna turn my drums on. I don't get to play drums very often, but I'm gonna emulate your drum pattern after we hear a little bit of it. Cool. So I've said this a couple of times tonight for various different songs, but essentially when one makes a drop, they need to keep in mind that they're not the only, the cool synth design and that stuff is not the only thing that's important. So I think you need to have some variation in your drop. Like for instance, right now, what we've got is this. That's good. That's good. But change it. Deceive us. Change it up. Ah, fuck. Sorry, let me deceive myself. Give us some changes. Some changes. Just a little bit of variation. Just something that deceives us. Show me you're a guitarist without telling me you're a guitarist. Play drums. Hello? How else do you show people you're a guitarist? You play the fucking drums, right? But what I was doing was just little variations here and there, throwing in toms, throwing in change in the snare pattern. Change it. Cut out some beats. Dance the cat, dance the cat, dance the cat. Like, give us some kicks, take away some kicks, put some toms, take them away. I'm doing the opposite motion for the thing I'm describing, but you get it. Change it up. Don't just keep the same drum beat. It's a cool drum beat, and you can milk it to an extent. But we should be deceived. You should every now and then make us think we know what's coming, and then just throw us an amen break. You know? Like, just fucking do it. Like, fucking, you know? The fucking, hold on, fucking, we got the thing, we got. You can do the thing. You can do the thing. So change it up. Like, just give us some variation in those drums, because yeah, definitely jungle drums is a great idea, because this is having a bit of a break in it. Me do them ting. Me do them ting, man. But jungle drums, amen breaks, tom rolls, taking away kicks. These are all tools in your tool belt that you can use, and you should use them. Remember, you want to establish the pattern. You want people to believe they know what's coming next, and then you take it away just as we think we know what's going to happen. We go like, oh shit, you deceived us, you motherfucker. More of that. More of that. And that was my last note for your song, though, believe it or not. Putting an amen break is always good. Yep. I like finding a nice sounding drum loop and using it in Slice X on FL Studio to make a nice jungle breakbeat sound. That is a great idea. That is a great way of approaching that. That is a very creative way of approaching that. I gotta add an element of surprise. Yes! Surprise us. Deceive us. In other words, deception is a strong word for it, but it's really what it comes down to. You give us this, and then you come in with the roundhouse. You gotta do it. We gotta have that, holy shit, I wasn't expecting that, and yet I was, but I wasn't. I wasn't expecting it in this way. That's the best effect that you can have on a listener, honestly, for this kind of music, at least, for this aggressive, hype music. But that's pretty much all I really have to say about your song, though. The rest is pretty tight. The drop is really nice, juicy. We have a couple of things to fix with the vocals and stuff. We gotta tune some stuff, but we got a really decent track here and potential for it to be great. So thank you, Mr. Vik, for allowing us to listen to the song online, allowing us to talk about it, provide comments, criticism, feedback, analysis, what have you. Appreciate the opportunity to listen to some drum and bass. It's always fun. I like playing drums too, and a lot of the time when I review a drum and bass song, the suggestions that I have do end up with me like brainstorming something on the kit. I don't get to do it very often, so I appreciate the opportunity for me to do so. Either way, thank you, Mr. Vik, for trusting us with your track. We appreciate it. Stick around as we do what is pretty much our last one in the queue for today. Yo, Mike, have you ever seen the Virtual Riot video where he made a song with just an amen break into the piano roll? I think I have, but I'm going to rewatch it now that you've said it. Do me a favor, guys, we got a Discord. For those whose country it isn't banned, like Uniform Prod, I believe, in, I guess it was Turkey, which, that's fucked, guys. Social, like, communication platforms banned. They really want to separate people and divide and conquer. That's terrible to hear. But thank you very much. We got a Discord to join here. After the stream, I'll allow permissions for you guys so that you can throw in some tracks. But we do have a music chat. I did call it music. And you're allowed to share all the music that you guys love. We love to hear your things. I go and I listen to stuff. Every now and then I just go in that chat and I just pop open a couple of the links just because you guys listen to some great music, frankly speaking. So I can learn a lot from that personally. I don't listen to this kind of music on the regular. but when I do feel like listening to it, I feel like dependable good music. So do me a favor, throw that Virtual Riot video in the music chat as soon as I enable permissions. General tips, I think you've sent me the not private safe link because it says this track was not found. Maybe it has been removed. So I think you got to send me the one with the with the extended link. But yeah, guys, actually, while we have a couple of minutes here, let me do a turn here and see if any of y'all joined. All right, we got V-Hype. All right, V-Hype. I'm gonna do it right now just because we got a second here as we pull up this link. Who else joined, guys? Who do we got? Who's Moonchild? Is anybody Moonchild? Hibsley. Oh, Hibsley was someone that was here today, though. I will add them. And we got this guy SHXZZ, Blitzernado. I don't know who this is necessarily. Either way, I'll look for the rest of y'all. But V, I believe I just let you in here, so we got you got the permission to do so, to post in the chat. Let me know if it gives you any trouble. But before we focus any more time on that, we got General Tips here song. ATLiens remix. Right, I remember this. It was your song from last time. It's been reworked. I've had a huge producer block and no inspiration. I was hoping this track would help me get back into it. Well, let's have a look. Ooh, your compression seems a little square there, bud. It's probably loud. Oh yeah, General Tips does mix and master loud, folks. So like, fair warning, headphone warning. So which chat on Discord I put the link? It's the music chat. I don't know why. Just don't ask. I don't know why. It's the music chat. You can also promote all your stuff. Anybody who's on our Discord channel can promote any of your music that you're releasing or any music that you guys want to like share between each other in the self-promo. And look out in the stream news chat for announcements of us going live. But before that, let's listen to the ATLiens remix 11111 by Tips. Let's see what we think.
What is a cult? What is mind control? What is brainwashing? Oh, my boss brainwashes me. Oh, advertising brainwashes me. The government brainwashes me. How would you know if you were under mind control? You were under mind control. Unidentified objects. Mind control. How would you unidentified objects would you know if you were under
Yeah. I have so little to say about this. Obviously, it's not finished. We need a bit more of a structure. We need a bit more shape. Personally, I would put an intro before this that sort of resembles your drop, so that this is actually the break and the build before your drop and not the intro in and of itself. Personally, that's how I would do it. But I don't even know if it's necessary. Honestly, I don't know if it's necessary. Let's say something about the intro, though. Let's go back.
government brain mind control?
A little farther.
Brainwashes me. The government brainwashes me. How would you know if you were under mind?
Oh, I see what you're doing. You're using that little like almost triangle sound like metal impact sound as a snare there, and you're only doing it on 1 out of 2 bars. That's why I was like, where's the snare there? I know I hear it at some point, but then I don't hear it on others. But you've done that on purpose. That's the only part where I'm like, I'm not crazy. It sounds empty, and it sounds like it needs something, but I'm having a hard time thinking what. Maybe like something, like something a little bit tuned, but also like pitched down. Something like, yeah. Let me see. Hold on. Let me. I need something. Okay, let me see if I could like fuck with it a little bit.
How would you know if you were under mind control?
I gotta figure out better timing than that, but yeah.
The government brainwashes. How would you know if you were under mind control? You were under.
I think that could do something there. Maybe, honestly, start there, and I feel like you'll have a better idea just by making producing a synth and a sound that can emulate that kind of effects, like exactly creepy riser slide sound. I have an idea now that I'm thinking about it. It's not a great idea, and it's not going to sound exactly the way I have it here, but E flat, damn it. It's okay. I have like sort of the harpsichord in mind.
Brainwashes. The government brainwashes. How would you know if you were under mind control? You were under brain control.
You know, I'm feeling some old school like. I'm feeling like some old school kind of like really like late 2000s dubstep harpsichord kind of plucky sort of modular synth sound. You know what I mean? Now it sounds like Skrillex. I know, okay? I know. I grew up with him, okay? I grew up. He's a formative part of my youth, all right? Jeez, I went to see him live at Metropolis in Montreal. Okay, is that what you want to hear? Was it Metropolis or Club Soda? I think it was Club Soda. But I went to see him, and it was great. It was great. He was probably not actually spitting, but it was great. Okay, tangent and tantrum aside, I don't know that harpsichord is the answer. Maybe if you want to fill it, you can use the guitar I did and pitch it up. Sure. Let me give you a clean guitar with a little bit more gain so that you could add your own effect into it. I have a slide somewhere. For now, I'm using my lighter from Paris. Something like that. I don't know. And the song goes, ba-da-ba-doom, kick, I know. It's just, I do have a slide guitar, ironically. What the fuck are you making me do it for then? Go record, put a mic over your guitar into the, no, you get my point. I like, you'll have a much cleaner sound if you do it yourself. You don't ever use it? Well, start picking up a guitar, motherfuckers. I've heard this is the second time that I've heard today, like, oh, I wish I could play guitars like this. You know what? Pick up a guitar. Play your, what's the fucking Frank Zappa album? Shut up and play your guitar. Listen to Frank for a while. No, seriously, if you have it. I don't like slide guitar. I'm a drummer. I know you're a drummer. General tips from the judgment that you exhibited when I was playing drums, even though it's my first instrument and I started that before guitar technically. Instinctively, I knew, oh wow, what a drummer judging my drumming. What a drummer. God. And you were probably thinking, what a guitarist just not being good. And you're right. No, okay, but it's chops that I actually need to work on. Someone just sent me a PDF of reading in 4/4, which I have to actually practice my limb independence because otherwise I'm hopeless, honestly. Anyways, it's good. It's good. You have really, really good elements here. I just think you really need accents. Really, it's all you really require here. And it'll be complete, it'll be full. That and, you know, the rest of the song. But that comes with time. The rest of the song comes with time. When you have all of your elements, hell, I'll bet accents and an ending. Accents and an ending and maybe even a beginning, like an intro before this, honestly, might be the move. It might be the move. Just if I'm being honest with you. I don't know that we have a lot of work to do on the key fundamental elements, though. I don't know that we have a lot of work to do. That's the good part. That's the good news. I do know that the accents in like empty, hollow sounds count for so much more in these scenarios. And that's why I want you to pick the right ones. Harpsichord is the first thing that come to mind for me because yes, I like Skrillex. Whatever. He had a really good moment. But it's also that I like gothic horror. So like it's part of the sound. Could be I've debated that for like a week, but when I reworked it, I started to focus heavy on the mind control element. That's okay. That's okay. I'm not against the way it starts. I'm not at all. Add. I didn't hear most of that. I'm back. No, I'm back now though. Okay, well, whatever. All good. I do the ad song. You know me. I do that thing. Either way, that was pretty much all I had to say about the song. That was like pretty much the last thing I had to say. So that's pretty much that. Aspect sound. The queue is closed. I don't remember. No, it's not. Try again. Why did it close? That's weird. Try. Go ahead and try again. Aspect sound. The queue is not closed. We'll close it after you, but the queue is not closed. Here. You know what? I'll do it for you. Add at aspect sound. That one. No. Jesus, it's not letting me. There. This one. Yes, good. Cool. See you there. Probably closed because it emptied. I still see your name there though. It's weird. Usually it can do that. It's done that in the past for me, but it's weird. Your name's still there. Either way, general tips. It's a dope ass song. It's a dope ass song that you have here. You've produced again a very, very dense and very heavy song, and I like that. So I think you've done well. Now let's just bring it home. Pretty much. Writer's block is sucky though. Producer's block and writer's block sucks. It really takes the fun out of music sometimes. So I feel you on that. Be easy on yourself. Tips. Be gentle on yourself. Take a load off. Go play some video games. Go play some Civ 6. I just discovered that game and it's fucking awesome. Just step back. Dip your toes in. Write a melody. Step away. Go back to it, do another little thing, step away. Sooner or later, you're going to have the motivation. It's just going to naturally come back. We as producers cannot help it. It's in our blood. We must just allow ourselves the liberty to produce or not to produce, which is even more important. It's the knowledge of when not to push ourselves. Because when we push ourselves, we grow resentful when it doesn't work. Sometimes it does work and okay, fine, there's moments to push yourself. But when you notice yourself pushing, you notice when you're pushing yourself and it's like counterproductive, step the fuck away, go play some video games. Go listen to some YouTube, go get really high, go do your shit, and then come back. later, because there's no reason for you to grow embittered towards your trade and your profession or your passion or your hobby. There's no reason for it. So step away and go back to it. Thank you. That makes me feel better about it. Good. It should. I just started playing Civ 6 2. It's so complicated. It really is. But once you start getting the mechanics of it, it is brilliant. I just bought it on Switch too, and it's super janky because it's such a huge game, and Switch like barely handles it. It crashes sometimes. But I bought all the expansions and everything, so I'm just throwing everything in the kitchen sink at my Switch. But it's so much fun. Zombie mode, apocalypse mode. Amazing. Wonderful. I've been getting better about only working when I'm in the mood and exiting out when I know it's not a good time. Basically my life. Jesus, I don't know your wife. Maybe it's your wife, but it's definitely your life. It's on Switch. That's crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy because it barely handles it. But it works. It hangs in there. And it was on special for Black Friday. All of them, like the game plus all of the expansions, the Ultimate Edition was on special. So I don't know if it still is. Check on Deku Deals, worst case, to see if it is on special still. But it's worth it. It's 150% worth that game if it's on special. But either way, general tips. Thank you very much for allowing us to listen to this track online together, for allowing us to talk about it, to provide comments, criticism, feedback, analysis, what have you. I'm not clapping back. I'm just clapping. I got the clap. Okay. Thank you, General Tips, on that note, for trusting us with your track. We're going to move on to I'm going to call it our last submission. It's been a 3-hour stream. We've been having a lot of fun. Aspect Sound, please submit your SoundCloud link at this time. General Tips, always appreciate feedback from the best. You the best, my dude. Thank you very much. So we're going to listen to Aspect Sound's track. Aspect Sound, you still with us? And if so, please drop your link in the chat now. Yes, you are. If this is too long, you can skip 1.5 minutes in. It might be because as a free submission, you get 2 minutes of listening. So if you would like us to skip to 1.5 minutes, we can effectively do so. After we listen to Aspect Sound, stick around as I will give you my last song of the evening, my last performance, and then we will allow ourselves to take a break for the evening because my voice is also growing a little bit thin. 2 minutes. Oh, jeez. Yeah, this is a bit of a longin'. Everyone, I present to you Warped Ridge by Aspect, a 7-minute, huge-ass fucking song. So what we're going to do is we're going to fade into this as per requested by Aspect Sound themselves at around 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's listen to this, talk about it, and provide some pertinent feedback. here we get more of those glitch sounds. Okay, so really interesting. This is the kind of shit that I would use in my D&D games when I'm DMing, in particularly intense but epic moments. This is wonderful ambient, cinematic, textural, gruesome and visceral as well. I like that a lot. Very, very nice. No nostalgic V-hype. I'm not sure if that's the word for me personally, but it does bring up some nostalgia. I can stay for hours listening to nostalgic music and crying without a reason. I mean, yeah, dude, I get why in these particular things, because the chord progression is evocative of very raw emotions. The root notes, the minor, the flats, third. No, sorry, the second and the third, the second and the major third, and then we go to the fourth and we come back down. It's very primal building of emotions on the chord progression. That combined with all of those samples and weird stuff, which you use a lot of samples from games you played in childhood, mostly Legend of Zelda stuff. I did not say that after having bought Civ 6, it was fun and everything, but I also bought Tears of the Kingdom on Switch, the physical copy. It was also on special for Black Friday for the first time ever on any platforms, bought the physical copy, so I'm really happy about that. Also an amazing game. Borderline better than Breath of the Wild. I don't know story-wise yet. I have not gotten very far, but gameplay-wise, so far with all of the skills, I'm having a fucking blast flying everywhere personally. But yeah, that's one thing for sure. I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom, but I should. My favorite one is Twilight Princess. If you haven't played Tears of the Kingdom, if you haven't played Breath of the Wild yet, don't play Tears of the Kingdom. Play Breath of the Wild, please fucking play Breath of the Wild. For God's sakes, I'm sure you already have, but please fucking play Breath of the Wild, everybody, ever. I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom, but I should. My favorite one is Twilight Princess. Not a huge fan of Twilight Princess. Not a huge fan. I know a lot of my friends have a really big affinity for Twilight Princess, but not my favorite. Skyward Sword I liked, but it was also not my favorite. Compared to Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, I find those are just the best Zelda games that can exist, personally. That's my own opinion. In terms of story and in terms of gameplay, they just, I find, are the best balanced and the most complete. All right, let's talk a little bit about your song. So first of all, the low piano notes around that 2:15 mark. Let's go to it. So let's go to it. Oh yeah, it's muted. Specifically around the early parts of this section, those low piano notes are getting kind of lost in the background with all of the rest of the noise and the ambience. And I'm not sure if that's intended. The effect for me is that we are looking to get our feet on solid ground, and it's not there. It's just not there yet. So I think we might consider bringing that up in the mix, but I will say that before the glitching arrives and starts, it does get a little bit louder, so it might be an intentional thing. I just think maybe a little bit more ground, a little more footing underneath our feet might be good, and you'd like them to come through a little bit more for sure. So there you go. Those low piano notes give them a little more juice, a little more velocity. For me, I had a childhood with PlayStation. So did I. I had the PlayStation 1, then I had the Xbox, and then a long time went by, and then I got the Xbox 360. And then I also had an N64 at my dad's place because my parents split, and that is pretty much where it stopped for years. And then a couple years ago, I got a Switch for my birthday, for my 30th. So since then, that's been my most recent console, honestly. Isam Fire, sorry about that. We are closed for the day. Stick around. I'm going to be making a special musical performance for all you guys, including you, Isam, if you stick around. The queue is never ending. Well, at some point it has to end, right? So, that's why it's closed. Either way, let's keep talking about Aspect Song here. So we got the low piano notes that need a little bit more work. The glitches are a little bit loud compared to the rest. Let's listen to the contrast here. I wouldn't mind it if it was this loud. I don't, in principle, I don't mind that it's this loud. I think we should do a better job of building into that volume for these glitchy sort of sounds. And the other problem with it being this loud, without reverb, they feel super close on top of the loudness. Agreed. Maybe dispersing them a little bit with reverb and with delay effects, tactfully, with tact, please. Don't add too much and ruin your samples. But I agree with General Tips that it sounds a little bit too upfront. Now, I'm not against them being this upfront, maybe with a touch of reverb, but here's the problem. Here's what happens. Let's go at the end of these samples when they fade out. John Travolta meme. Where did all that high end go? Like, where did all that high end go? So there's a way to mitigate this aspect sound. Either way, I think your glitches should come down a little bit in the mix. And either way, I think you should apply a little bit of reverb to them. Just in terms of tact, I think that will fit a little bit nicer. However, having some ambient, high end, like putting some white noise through a phaser and a flanger and having it reverb, like affected through some reverb, white or pink noise. Choose the type of noise you want. Having some distortion on it, putting a filter on it, putting some phaser on it. I'm not here to tell you how to do your job. Just do it. But getting some swirling noise and basically cross-fading it with the glitches out, essentially will fill in the high end that the glitches were occupying before and will provide a much more full and smoother transition between one section and the next. Some added to give it the response build of the glitch call. Yes, exactly. It's kind of it's a response to the glitch's call, right? Exactly. That's a really succinct way of putting it. Your glitch is the call, and this white noise filtered with some swirly effects is the response. And that would replicate a wind, basically, so it's kind of in theme with the song. Wind Waker! Boom! Even better. That's my girlfriend's favorite, I think. Wind Waker. She fucking loves the Zelda series, and Wind Waker is her favorite, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. She's going to remind me when she gets home soon. But, yeah. Either way, wind in here is not a bad thing. Even, you know what aspect? Exactly. Sample a field recording of wind and process it with some reverb and some swirls and some phaser and some flanger. Even if you switch if you fade between phaser and flanger to create an even more, like almost as if the phaser itself is phasing into a flanger and vice versa, maybe allowing that contrast versus the glitch's super sudden and dynamic and percussive effects will create a soundscape the likes of which we've never heard before. And that's what I want to hear. Yeah, that's music, experimenting with everything and making it music. It is literally what music is. I think you've done a great job here, though, Aspect. I think you've created a nice soundscape. I think you've created something that I would probably, when it's complete and mixed properly and not there are distracting samples that are going to distract my players and make them go, geez, what the fuck was with that? Because that's exactly what I'm thinking here, Aspect. I know my players, whenever they hear things like sound effects that are distracting in my sound effects, like I use an app called Pocket Bard when I'm DMing rather, whenever there's like distracting musical elements or sound effects, they latch onto it because we play here. I play in person as well in another campaign, but my main campaign, I play right here. This is the view that my players see, plus maps and stuff. And I have my music like just to my side here, and I control it. And every time that there's this thing that stands out in my music or in the sound effects, it distracts and my players get caught onto that, and then suddenly my narration means nothing because they're focusing on that odd glitch. And that's what I'm hearing in your music, and that's what I'm fearing for your music. So I don't want that. I want you to have a balanced thing with a soundscape, with a movement and a story as it does, but tasteful. And that's what I'm looking for. And that's what I think you could achieve. Either way. Yeah, my music is very ambient, but it's not ambient enough to fade into the background. I was trying to do some commissions for video game devs, but I was having a hard time. But that's because it's not ambient enough. They will work with their sound design team to figure out all of those glitchy effects, whereas the music sort of has to fall secondary. Also, the chord progressions need to be a little bit more avant-garde than just the 1, 2, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. It has to be a little bit more avant-garde than that. Composition is a big part of video game music. They want people who are like A-list composer level for video games. How do I know this? I've tried. So yeah, I love making ambient and cinematic tracks too. Yeah, absolutely. I have a couple of songs. As a matter of fact, guys, we're pretty much done our music review portion of this. If you guys want, I have showed this a couple of times, but I make songs for my D&D sessions as well, and for my players. And so my players have themes that I have composed for their characters. And I have a lot of fun doing that, because like V-Hype, I love making cinematic stuff. I love it so much. So I do it for my D&D character, or my D&D players. I enjoy filling in that story for my players, but like on the audio side. Now, if I were to ask you guys, what would you prefer to listen to? Would you prefer to listen to the Barbarians theme, the Artificers theme, the Cleric theme, the Rogue theme, the Fighter theme, or the Sorcerer Warlock theme? What would you guys like to listen to? I'll leave it up to you. I've always wanted to do voice work. I've always had a knack for picking up accents. Same general tips. I do a lot of accent work in my in my campaign, and I practice in that way with players who won't get offended as well. We got one vote for Artificer or Sorcerer Warlock. Anybody else? We got Barbarian, Artificer, Cleric, Rogue, Fighter, Sorcerer Warlock. Sorcerer Warlock is the multi-class, so I love that shit. I love personally composing for that. We got 2 for Rogue. Final call. 10 seconds for anybody else who wants to vote on it. Otherwise, I'm pulling up the Rogue theme and we're calling it a day. I'm curious about the Cleric one. Well, we could listen to all 3. I'm going to give you a preview of all 3. So first things first, we're going to do the Rogue, because that won the votes. This is what I call Jackal's theme, because our character's name was Jackal. The Rogue's name was Jackal. So here's what it sounds like. This is to emulate a rogue being a rogue. Rogues with sneak attack. Which we're going to skip to the sneak attack part now. So that's the Rogue. That's the Rogue. I'm going to show you the Sorcerer Warlock real quick, because I'm very proud of that one. It's my girlfriend's character's theme, and I'm very, very proud of it, and it's very dark. Yeah, she's going through her character's pretty dark. She goes through some pretty dark shit. So like, I made it really. My girlfriend said one of my favorite themes ever is the theme for the ring in the Lord of the Rings. So I was like, bet. I'm gonna make you your own like Lord of the Rings ring theme of sorts. It's not exactly the same, obviously, but it's like it's got some similarities. I will oblige and show you my Artificer's theme because again, I'm so happy with the way this one turned out, and it has like genius themes through and through. You guys tell me. Watch a lot of Zelda and I play a lot of Zelda, obviously. Anyways, the story with these guys, with the Artificer, is that he and the Cleric are actually a married couple in real life, and they made a couple of halflings in the game. They play a married couple in real life and in the game. And it's adorable, so I made interlocking themes, basically. So I made Axel and Mabel's theme. They're... So that's what you just heard is the mix of both of the themes, the Cleric and the Artificer together, because I made each of them their individual theme, and I made one that's both of them combined because they're a married couple, and they both are dog riders. One of them has no legs in the game and rides a dog permanently, like always. Is like it's her wheelchair, basically, the Cleric's wheelchair, and the halfling, the Artificer, also rides a dog, but more just as a mount on a need basis. So like the idea with these two people is that they play very different strength characters, and like they complement each other so well, and it's a whole lot of fun, and we're playing tomorrow, and I'm super excited. And this is why I have so much fun making music for their characters, because they give me so much to work with, like personality-wise, that it's easy for me to exemplify that into the song. It's easy for me, like not just it's effortlessly. Jesus Christ, it's effortless is what it is. So I'm really happy about the way that those themes turned out. I also have the fighter theme and the Cleric theme, but like you guys heard pretty much my favorites so far. Although the fighter theme too. You'll have to come back to hear the other themes, guys. So that's pretty much it. Also, thank you guys for your kind words on the actual themes themselves. And Steve from Ohio, I appreciate you, and I welcome you to the chat for Welcome back to the chat, by the way. I got here late. Did I miss anything? Yeah, I mean, what's up? Not much. I don't know anything about D&D actually, but this is a cool composition. Well, I appreciate it. D&D is amazing, and it is the best thing since sliced bread, in my opinion. So I think everybody should play at some point in their lives just to see how they can test their creativity. Because it is a wonderful exercise in team building and in also role playing and also in mechanical skills. I have so much fucking fun playing D&D. Personally. Guys, this is going to be, they say it should be taught in school. It really should be taught in school. It really should be. Because mathematically, it challenges you. Thinking outside of the box, creatively speaking, it challenges you. It challenges you also to memorize and to remember rules and to remember concepts and notions, mechanics, I guess. It also allows you to act out as someone who you might not feel comfortable being in your regular life. It's good for confidence. It's good for so many things. It should be a subject in school. D&D should be a subject in school. I maintain it, and I think that it's a great idea. I think schools should implement this as soon as possible. V-Hype, are you going to see the Amen Break video then? Well, not online because copyright, right? So I can't do that. But I want to watch it offline for sure, V-Hype. You throw it into the chat and I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? And yes, I did see you post it in the music. So I'm gonna watch it. I promise you. But I can't. Copyright. Got to do it. Folks, this is gonna be my last song, and it's gonna be the end of the stream as well. I've had a great time today. We will be back. I'm gonna mark off the next stream as not happening because we will be back after the new year, after all of the holidays have settled, and we will have a little fresh recharge, reset to come back into the new year. But until then, I really wish you all the best. Happy holidays, and I give you. Nothing but my best wishes, truly. But on that note, please allow me to serenade you all with one last song. The Bard doing his job. I am totally a bard. I'm a level 10 bard. I've calculated it in real life, and I've calculated it in D&D. I have a low constitution, but I have high charisma and high intelligence. That's the way it works. So, please allow me the opportunity to serenade as the bard does with my last song off my band's last EP. Here we go. Have yourself a wonderful time this holiday season. Stay safe. Don't drink and drive, but drink, I guess. Have a wonderful holiday season. We will see you after that. But until then, toodaloo, motherfuckers. Take care, y'all. Love you. No outro music today. We're just good old silence. Goodbye! Penis.